Greetings, roller coaster fanatics, and welcome out to a FanFacts Park Tour. FanFacts Park Tour, if you don't know, is basically where I take a park and I give 5 things that you'll love and the 5 things that you'll be annoyed when going to this certain park. We're going to feature 2 parks actually, since they're technically combined. It's Universal Studios Orlando Resort, and the parks that are in that resort are Universal Studios Florida and Universal's Islands of Adventure. I'm going to feature both parks for the 5 things that you'll love and the 5 things that will annoy you when going to these certain parks. So let's get started. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to start with the 5 things that you'll love when going to Universal Studios Orlando Resort. The 5th thing that you'll love is the layout of Universal Studios Florida. The layout is pretty nice. It's basically a square. It's basically a square with maybe some things kind of branching off, and it's really nice. It kind of makes it easy to walk around, but it still can be kind of large. What's also cool is in the middle of that is a big pond, I think, or a big lake. It's basically man-made, and it has some rides featured to it, I think. I'm not really sure. I did not get to see any rides that were opened, and no one was using the water, so I'm guessing it's just there for looks. But anyway, moving on to number 4, and that's the atmosphere of Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure just brings on this beautiful atmosphere. Of course, that's where more rides are located when it comes to Universal Studios Orlando Resort. It's got a lot of rides and attractions, but overall the atmosphere just seems so nice, and the theming really works with that too. Sometimes it can be spooky, sometimes it's all mysterious, and then you've got, of course, the Harry Potter world where it's got the land of magic, and it's really nice. The atmosphere is really well done. The 3rd thing that you'll love about Universal Studios Orlando Resort, and this for both parks, and that is operations. Operations at this park are well done. Great job, maximum capacity every single day, even including on the weekdays, because this park gets a lot of, gets pretty big crowds usually. So 3 trains on their B&M roller coasters, and I think they try to run 2 on some others, but I don't think any of their coasters there have 2 trains. Maybe more like 4 or 5 for some of them actually. So the 2nd thing that you'll love is the rides. Now this is more on the Islands of Adventure side. If you're a thrill seeker, you'll definitely love Islands of Adventure more because it has more roller coasters and they're bigger roller coasters. That's where the B&M roller coasters are. Of course, the new Hulk is going to be opening up there very soon. It's going to be smoother, more fun. It's really awesome. I also like Dudley Do Rights. It's a great log flume / roller coaster style. It's not really a roller coaster, but it kind of looks like one. It's really well done. Of course, Dragon Challenge, that's a great B&M invert. So overall, it features some nice roller coasters and some great dark rides, which is what Universal is great at making, is great dark rides with screens like Spider-Man, or heck, the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Just really great rides. But the number 1 thing that you'll love, and that's with these Universal parks, is the theming. The theming is outdone. Even when you're not on the rides, when you're off the rides, just in general. When you're in Diagon Alley, or in, I forget what the other, Hog something. It's not Hogwarts, but it's where Hogwarts is located. Unfortunately, I'm not a Harry Potter person. But anyway, just the theme is well done with the snow, and the buildings actually look taller than they actually are. Like with Disney, Universal has been able to create these buildings that look really tall, high up in the sky. But in reality, they're only 50 feet maybe or less taller than they actually are. So it really is well done, and the theming is so immersed and just so phenomenal. It's just really well done. Alrighty, so that was the things that you'll love, and now let's move on to the 5 things that will annoy you, and annoyed me, so it might annoy you when going to these parks. So here we go. The 5th thing is the lack of roller coasters. They do have roller coasters, but it's such a lack of them. I think both parks have 4 roller coasters. Islands of Adventure has Dragon Challenge, which is 2 coasters. Then there's Hulk, 3, and then of course Flight of the Hippogriff. That makes 4 coasters, which is a kiddie coaster. And the same thing on Universal Studios Florida. There's 1 kiddie, I don't know the name of it, but then there's a dark ride roller coaster, which is Escape from Gringotts, and then another indoor roller coaster, Revenge of the Mummy, and then of course the main roller coaster at Universal Studios Florida, and that is Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. And overall, to be honest, when it comes to the world of amusement parks, that's not a lot of roller coasters. Even though that's about 10 in general, each park only has 5. And to be honest, they're all right, most of them anyway. So that is one thing that will annoy you, is that there's not enough roller coasters for us coaster enthusiasts. But moving on, another thing that annoys actually the food, because to be honest, when I tried the food here, I was not really surprised. I just thought it was average theme park food. The food I tried was actually in the Islands of Adventure side. It was I got a Hito. And I also tried their hot dogs, and I just wasn't surprised. I couldn't find anything outstanding worth mentioning there. I mean, they have restaurants, but that's a lot of money to be spending for the restaurants, and it's okay, but I didn't really find their food outstanding. The third thing that annoyed me, that might annoy you, is how poor paths are marked. I even had a park map, and I still couldn't find my way around Islands of Adventure. I could never find the entrance to get to Jurassic Park, so I never got to visit Jurassic Park, and it took me forever to find Dudley Do-Rides, which is in the far back of the park. The thing that was easy to get because it was right in front of the entrance was Hulk, and even that was a little bit tricky. And then Dragon Challenge. So me personally, only been there once. My first impression, really hard to really get around. The signs weren't really correctly marked, so it was really hard to find things. Now on Universal Studios Florida side, wasn't as much as a problem, because it's just one big square. But that's what I had trouble when going to Islands of Adventure anyway. The second thing that annoyed me is lockers. Yes, this is one of these parks where you have to put things in a locker because they don't let you use bins. And also, they have metal detectors because they do not want anything in your pockets. So, which also means you have no choice but to put things in a locker. And the good news is, this is on the good side, is the lockers are free, generated by the fingerprint. But if you pass the time that it's free, then you will have to pay to reopen your locker. But that is the good news, that you don't have to pay automatically. But it still is annoying that I have to put all my stuff in a locker. I can't even put things in cargo pants because of the metal detectors. They will not allow a single object on that ride that could possibly fall off and injure someone. And the number one thing that annoyed me, and this is with Universal and Disney, but Universal, is prices. Prices are unbelievably expensive here. I think one ticket for both parks is $107. Compared to Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Kings Dominion, where the general admission is usually around $50, $60, that's a lot of money. And that's just on general admission. Think about how much a person is going to buy for food, merchandise. Then, of course, if locker times go, it keeps going. There's like a never end in how much things will cost and how much you'll actually spend there. I think just for a family of 4, you'll probably spend around $500, $600 depending on what you do at the park. It's going to be $107 for each person, just for a ticket for both parks. So if that's a family of 4, that's around close to $414, $415. I can't do math, so I'm not gonna try to add that up. But still, lots and lots of money. And that's the main thing that I was annoyed with when going to Universal Studios Orlando Resort. So thank you all for watching this Fan Facts Park Tour. If there's anything I missed, please notify me in the comments below. And thank you all for watching. Make sure to check out other Fan Facts Park Tour. And if there's any Fan Facts Park Tour parks that you want me to do for Fan Facts Park Tour, please put them down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to do it if I went to that certain park. Thank you all for watching, and as always, roller coaster fanatics, keep coasting.